Hey YouTube family, it's Dinko the Realtor, your Utah Realtor. Home prices are about to take a massive hit. And you know this is a no BS YouTube channel. You know I'm going to show you the data that you're not going to see anywhere else. We're going to cover that here in just a second. Before we get to that, if you're new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. That way you're notified when new videos drop. Also, do me another favor. This actually will help me make sure that this video gets in front of more people, and smash that like button. That'll do me a solid. Now, let's get into the data so I can show you what's going on. Look at this right here, and let me move myself entirely. Look at this, 6,700 active units a year ago, May 3rd of 2023. 8,206, a difference of 22,000 and a difference of 1,500 units. Now, I want to show y'all what that means and why these price drops are potentially going to come, and they could potentially be some massive price drops in the second half of 2024. Now, right here, if we analyze this, let me remove myself so I'm not blocking anything. This black line is indicating 2022, and inventory levels were low to start the year, and then they skyrocketed up here. Well, this right here is where prices in the second half of 2022 were dropping massively, and I'm going to show you that here on my Excel sheet, and this is nationwide. So if we take a look at this, actually let me go back over to that so you have a better understanding. This right here is showing nationwide. This is all metros that Redfin has data in. This is showing inventory skyrocketing right here to start the year. Look how much higher it is than it was in 2023. And right here is that 2022 when prices started dropping. If we go over here, look at us here in the Greater Salt Lake, the Wasatch Front. Look at us here in Utah. 8,200 compared to 6,700. Now, I'm going to pull up the data here. And let me just pull myself up here on the screen so I can show you all this. Look at this. In May of 2022, so here's the data, May of 2022, and hang in there with me, $600,000 was the median sold price. Then we had 9 consecutive months of price drops where prices went down 15%. $510,000 was the median price in January of 2023. So from May of 2022 until January of 2023, in those 9 months, we saw 15% price drops, and that second half was a great time to buy. In 2023, we saw that small uptick in the spring, and then again in the second half of 2023, it was the time to buy. That's when the better deals were. Now here in 2024, what this data is suggesting, it's going to be even better deals than in 2023, mimicking what happened over here in 2022. Now look at that. If this inventory just keeps continuing to rise, to go up, and I want to show you right here on the data. Let me pull this up right here. Look at this. Listings, right? This is what prevented. This is what I've been telling y'all. This right here is what has prevented the housing market from continuing that crash straight forward in 2022 into 2023 was the negative listings in 2023, the negative amount of units of homes hitting the housing market. Look, if you're a seller, you want to put your house on the market ASAP right now. If you're a buyer, you want to wait until this transition is in full effect. Now, right here, we see that at the end of the year, it changed. But look at 2024, 577 more units hitting the market, 534. And look at April. Look at this. 1,124 units more than in April of 2023. If this inventory keeps skyrocketing at this pace, there is no way we are not going to see massive price drops in 2024 in the second half like we did in 2022. And right here, I'm showing y'all, look at this. In May, the market peaked at $600,000, and then in January of 2023 it bottomed out. The only reason we saw that uptick right here before we saw the downturn again in the second half of 2023 was because of the negative listings. But if these listings keep hitting the market at this pace, this inventory in Utah and nationwide is going to continue skyrocketing. Look, rates are not coming down. The Fed has not done their rate cut, and Wall Street is now pricing one Fed rate cut this year, which means interest rates at best at the end of the year are still going to be 6% or higher. And potentially, if this fight against inflation is not, being won by the Fed, we could be around 7% for quite some time. The only reason that you would see interest rates come down drastically is if we actually have a recession that hits the housing market. Now, if you have a recession, that is not a good reason for rates to come down. Now you're going to have people that, one, can't buy, and mortgage applications are the lowest that they've been in about 30 years. I believe it's since 1996. And if you take a look at that, if mortgage applications for new buyers entering the housing market is at an all-time low here, well, if we have a major recession and rates come down, well, people aren't going to be able to qualify because they do not have a job. You're going to see sellers being forced to sell. Also, let me pull this up here real quick. And I've been showing y'all this as well. This is something to keep an eye out on and make sure that you're paying attention to this. Look, sales haven't recovered. Nothing has recovered. Look at this. Let me actually pull this up right here. Again, look at the listings, but look at the under contracts. They're essentially the same. So this is not indicating that sales are going to pick up. And if we take a look at this, look at the inventory amount, right? I mean, look at this right here. If we take a look at 2019, the last pre-pandemic year, it was 47,721 units sold. And then we see here that all of a sudden, right? We see here all of a sudden that these prices are not the prices, the homes being sold just drops drastically. Look at 2023, 34,264. That is negative 13,457 to 2019. And that wasn't even the highest selling year. The highest selling year was 2020 at 52,422. So really, we are almost 20,000 units less sold than the peak of 2020 and 13,400 from 2019. And sales right now in March, they were down almost 300 units. In April, they were slightly up. So essentially, sales are not going up. They're either staying equal or below what we had in 2023. So if that's the case, if the sales are either at or below, if the under contracts are at 2023 levels, the sales, let's just say, are at 2023 levels, but yet inventory is skyrocketing at this pace here in Utah as well as nationwide, you cannot tell me that we are not going to see something if this continues, if this trend continues, to see these price drops right here. Let me pull that up to see something mimicking these price drops of 2022 in the second half. And if that recession comes, it's only going to get worse. You can't find this information anywhere else. Nobody keeps it honest and real with you 100% other than Dinko the Realtor. My contact information is down below if you need to get a hold of me. And if you watched the video this far, look, do me a favor, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. It won't cost you anything other than maybe 2 seconds. It'll help me get this video in front of more people. And make sure that you do subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. That way you have all the information that you need to make the financial decision that's going to impact you, your family for the rest of your life.